I want to move on. I want resolution. I want harmony. I want peace. I want acceptance. And yet I'm still stuck in anger. I realize that sometimes repair isn't about trying to fix the past anymore, but more about not letting the past define who I am. Wanting to move on and wanting to accept the situation, using spiritual concept to help understand the situation, because sometimes understanding helps accepting. And I think that's true, but still being really, really angry left me with just one choice, was to really, really look at that anger. What is that about? Oh, it's about my ex, what he did, which is all valid. It's about what I lost. It's unfair, which can be really, really true. But it's beyond the point here that the anger is about showing me that I'm still believing the stories I made about myself, about the events that happened in the relationship, or about the breakups. It is no longer about the ex. The ex is like a symbol of the story I made about myself. The way I explain it for myself is I would see my ex, and then it's as if on his forehead there was a big sign with my name, and it says, "You're a piece of shit." So when I'm not with him, I'm like, yeah, I'm at peace, I'm accepting. And then as soon as I see him, I'm like, fuck you. And I'm like, all confused. I was like, I thought I was more spiritual than that. And I could be all like, accepting. No. So I could go into stories of why I would want to say that to him, or I could keep connecting with myself and that anger and see more what he wants to tell me. And in my case, the anger is saying, you're not a piece of shit. That's basically what I'm saying. When I'm seeing him and it says you're a piece of shit, when I say fuck you, I say, no, I'm not. I'm not a piece of shit. And he's like, well, I didn't say anything. Maybe he thought so, but like, you're on the point. I am not a piece of shit. But the anger is saying, you're still acting as if you believe that story. And that's the anger. So no matter what conversation I'll have with him, that's gonna make me feel understood and heard. I've had those conversations. And I still feel like a piece of shit. So the repair needs to come from me. And I know that's cliche, and I don't really like saying that. But at the same time, it's very empowering to know that this is in my power. I am no longer powerless. Because that's the story also. I'm a piece of shit. I can't do anything on my own. What am I going to do? I don't know what to do. I'm confused. And that's the anger. It's like, no, 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 no. Stop. Stop those stories. The anger is pointing me directly at where I need to change the stories. Stop making meaning about who I am because of the event that happened in the past. And that's what I mean, that not letting the past define who I am. Not making stories. It's bringing back presence in my body. When I'm in stories, I'm not in my body. Where's that anger? When I focus on that anger, I feel energy. I feel a rebellious part of me who's like, what about we rebel against that belief that we're a piece of shit? Let's try this. Like, let's use that rebellious energy for something good. For something that will feed us. And so I see now the anger as slowly feeding. When I stay with it, it's slowly feeding my inner fire. And fire is energy, it's heat, it's energy. And that's how I have energy to take a step forward and another one and another one. It's almost as if doing the opposite of what I would have done in certain area of my life in the past relationship. And those stories were reaffirmed in the relationship, but I think it's easy to understand that they were all most likely already present inside of me before I entered that relationship, because otherwise I would have not entered that relationship. So there's a lot of accountability, but there's also a lot of empowerment. I can change this. I don't need to wait after anyone. That's really cool. I don't need to wait after anyone anymore. I don't need to wait for permission to do something. I don't need to wait for someone to say, yes, that's a good idea. You should do that. And that's the self-leadership. The X became the symbol of what I thought was true about me. The repair needs to come from me now, through presence. When I feel angry, I'm not throwing it up at him. Sometimes I do. But I catch myself earlier every time. Sometimes it's just a second, but that's okay. The repair is going to come from me by staying with this anger, feeling it in my body. Where do I feel it? And stay there. That's a beautiful place to be, because that's inside of you. And sometimes that's very uncomfortable to be connected with ourselves, because we think we're a piece of shit. It's just uncomfortable for that part who thinks we're a piece of shit and that we feel alone. So repair is really, it seems like, making peace with myself. And finding this fire inside of me. Keep it burning, feeling it, feeling the anger, feeling the heat. That's also passion. That's drive. It's beautiful. Keep it for yourself and move forward one tiny step at a time. And that's the other thing, is that this idea that I'm stuck and I can't move forward, that's another idea. I'm constantly moving forward. Maybe slower than I think, but we're constantly moving forward, I believe, and staying more present in my body will be the best form of repair. And anger is leading me to more connection with myself, ultimately. So it's beautiful.